Every day I try to avoid ranting about Donald, but it's almost impossible. And today is no exception. Because Donald has declared he can open the country over the objection of the governors. That's a very different position from the one he took at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Remember, he told the world that governors were responsible for getting the necessary items to fight the virus, and that the federal government was not a distribution center. He dumped all the responsibilities for dealing with the problems caused by COVID-19 on the governors. It was their jobs to order businesses to close, for schools to close, for people to stay at home, to wear masks, to practice social distancing. And if some states chose not to execute the appropriate safety measures, he did nothing. He defended the rights of those governors, claiming that each state had to deal with COVID-19 as they saw fit. And he proudly announced he would open the country by Easter. Well, we saw how that happened. But now he's afraid that as the economy continues to tank and the relief package goes into effect, he sees chances for re-election under attack. I believe he's scared shitless. So yesterday he convened his Opening Our Country Council and declared that he has a total authority to open the country. That's a 180-degree turn from the hands-off position he took when he declared the governors were responsible for the activities that affected their states. Well, the shit has hit the proverbial fans. The governors are now prepared to defend their turf. Well, on Monday, Cuomo and the governors of 6 other states said they were banding together to make a coordinated plan for reopening businesses. Of course, Trump responded that only he had the authority to decide when states could restart their economies. In 4 separate television appearances, Mr. Cuomo took issue with Trump's assertion, calling it dictatorial at one point. Joining New York and the coalition are New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Together, the 7 states have recorded over 325,000 confirmed virus cases, more than half the U.S. total, and over 15,000 deaths, more than 60% of the country's total. So these guys have a reason to stick together. It's a regional plan that they put together. Somebody somewhere is thinking. In fact, throughout this coronavirus outbreak, Cuomo has insisted that the crisis requires him to be above politics and above partisanship. So he hasn't changed his tune at all. Even on Tuesday, Cuomo battled Trump over the authority that governors have to chart their own state's course in response to the outbreak. The struggle that the governor had is walking the line between antagonism and conciliation. He's trying to keep things together, keeping things on a plane where people can work together. I put my hand out in total partnership and cooperation with the president, Cuomo said. If he wants a fight, he's not going to get it from me, period. This is going to take us working together. We have a real challenge ahead. So Cuomo wants to work with him. And for that, we get the following tweet from the president, in which he compares the governor's actions to a mutiny. His quote says, "A good old-fashioned mutiny every now and then is an exciting and invigorating thing to watch." He wrote, addressing the comment to the Democratic governors, especially when the mutineers need so much from the captain. 6 of the 7 eastern states in the coalition have Democratic governors. So that's his tweet. He's blaming it on them being Democrats, not on the fact that they really want to take care of their states and they want to work with anybody. When CNN asked what Cuomo would do if Mr. Trump directed him to reopen New York, Mr. Cuomo said, "If he ordered me to reopen New York in a way that would endanger the public health of the people in my state, I wouldn't do it." Then, at some other point, he said, "We don't have a king in this country. We don't want a king. So we have a constitution and we elect a president." And with that, he said he's finished with the argument. And with that, I'm pretty much finished with this rant. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I think that Trump is really overstepping his bounds. I don't think he knows enough about when to reopen the economy. I don't think he's well advised as far as the implications to the health of the nation if he screws up the timing. But of course, he's worried about re-election. He's worried about the economy because he needs that to be good for re-election, and so he's playing dictator. Plain and simple, he's playing dictator. And the next thing I'm waiting to hear from him is something like, "Off with their heads." So with that, I'll say goodbye.